Welcome to Mastering Your Bluebeam Free Trial. Today's presenters are our IMAGINiT experts, Kane, Reid, and Marie Williams-Bell. So with that, Kane, I'm going to go ahead and hand the floor over to you.
Yeah, good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Kane Reid here, Senior Application Expert with IMAGINiT. I come to you with about 10 years of experience with Bluebeam, where I used it in general contracting and managing construction projects, dealing with PDFs and construction drawings. Bluebeam is the best. So welcome to the next step. Hopefully a lot of this will help you get started.
Hello, everybody. My name is Marie Williams-Bell. I am also a Senior Applications Expert with IMAGINiT Technologies. I've used Bluebeam more on the design side of things, working with architects and engineers. I've got about 10 years experience as well with Bluebeam. Really enjoy getting to use it, and I'm looking forward to going through this presentation with you guys. So our demonstration agenda for today, we're going to first talk about how you can access your Bluebeam trial. I'm going to walk you guys through installing it, and then Kane is going to give you guys a short demo on how you can test your workflows, and then we'll talk about what the next steps will be. So in order to access your Bluebeam free trial, you're just going to go to bluebeam.com. You can also go to bluebeam.com/trial, and you'll find that it's just going to immediately pop up, and it's going to give you this page saying, go ahead and start your free trial. When you click on that Start My Free Trial button, it's going to take you to this page. You are just going to input your email. It doesn't ask for a credit card or anything, so you don't have to worry about getting charged if you decide not to continue with your Bluebeam license later on. You do get a 14-day free trial, and it is going to be Bluebeam complete. So you will have access to all of the tools available in Bluebeam. When your free trial ends, you will choose between either your Bluebeam Basic, Core, or Complete version. So just make sure that you test out all of those tools so you know which version you actually want to get when your trial ends. Once you enter your email address, it's going to ask you a little bit of information about yourself. This is just to help you or help Bluebeam know like what kind of people are using the software. So you'll just fill out your information, and then you'll say, I want to start my trial. Once you finish filling out your information, it's going to take you to this page here. So this is the page that you will download Bluebeam from. It will allow you to go ahead and get that installed on your computer. Before you're able to get Bluebeam installed and activate your free trial, you're going to get this account verification email that's asking you to verify your account to make sure that this is actually going to the correct email address, and you're going to be able to access all of the information you need. You will also get an email once your trial has been activated. If you, for some reason, like I actually did when I was creating this presentation, close out of that Bluebeam page that has your download link on it, you'll still get this email here that tells you that your trial has started, and you can also download your Bluebeam trial from this email. Installing Bluebeam is very straightforward. It's just like installing any other program on your computer. Once you download the application, you can just run it. You'll pick your language and say that you want to install. It'll take a few minutes to install the Bluebeam trial, and then it'll let you know when the installation has been completed. When you open Bluebeam for the first time, it's going to ask you to sign in. This is going to obviously enable you to start using that free trial. Until you sign in, it's not going to let you do anything, so just make sure that you remember your username and password that you created. So you'll sign into your account, and then you can start using Bluebeam. When you install Bluebeam, you will also have the option to install plugins on any of the software that you guys are using that you would like to have a Bluebeam tool available for. So you're just going to go to your Bluebeam administrator, which I simply just searched Bluebeam in my applications list. The Bluebeam administrator was right below Bluebeam, so I clicked on it. It opens this page straight out, and anything that has the box checked next to it, that is going to mean that that application has been installed and the plugins are available inside of the software that you guys are using. Accessing your Bluebeam plugins is also very straightforward. So this is just a screenshot from Reddit. I just went to my add-ins tab, and as you can see, our Bluebeam tools are available right here for you to use from. Depending on which program you're accessing your Bluebeam tools from, your tools will be different. So in this case, it's giving me the option to create a 3D PDF. Obviously from like Microsoft Word, you will not get the option to create a 3D PDF. So that is how you will access and install your Bluebeam free trial. Again, it's 14 days. From here, I'm going to go ahead and hand it off to Kane to do a short demo.
Yep. So what you should be seeing now is generally what you're probably going to see when you first open up Bluebeam. It's going to ask you to accept some terms. So go ahead and just hit accept. It'll take you to this video, which you could watch and have a quick demo of everything. But I like to go ahead and just exit out of this. And so what you're looking at right now is just your user interface. We can see we have some tools on the left-hand side. Here's your filing cabinet, recent files that I've opened. But more importantly, over here on the right-hand side is the start of your tools over here. So what I like to tell people is you have the availability to customize your interface to the way you want it to look. And so I could actually grab these tools and move them to the top, just like that, bring it over here. And I could even grab these other tools and bring it over here as well. So when you guys first get in, if you want to go ahead and click on review up here and check on profiles, you should be brought into the review standard profile. And so once you make some changes and adjust the way your profile looks, like I just moved these tools up to the top, just go ahead and hit save profile up here. And that enables you, next time you open up Bluebeam, you'll have these tools where you want them to be. So once you get your interface profile configured, you can come into tools and select which type of tools that you want to use up there. So for instance, in toolbars, I can come over here and maybe I want to add advanced text. So what I did was just added advanced text and it brought it up here at the top. So you want to definitely come in and explore these tools, go to toolbars and figure out which tools you're going to be using and bring them into your profile. And then again, just go back into profile and hit save to that profile. You can actually create your own profiles as well. So once you get your interface configured, pretty easy to come up into file and open up any file that you'd like. So I'm going to come over here and go and just open up a single file so y'all can see how easy that is. So just open up this single file and see I've done some work in here already in Bluebeam. Let's say I had some files that I wanted to go ahead and combine. Just go to File, Combine, Add. I could add up open files, but I need to go grab these files from my computer. So I'm going to hit Add here. It's going to bring me to these individual pages. So let's say that I did want to combine these pages. I could, because I selected Combine, just grab all of them, hit OK. And what that's going to do is just bring in these plan pages. You can see how they're going to be combined right here. So let's say these cover pages, I need to actually select both of these cover pages in here. Just hold Control, move these forward in the lineup, and that way my cover pages are first. And then I can hit OK. And what that's doing is it's combining those drawings. And you can see here in the thumbnails tab right here, I have these plan pages over here. Don't forget, you can always maximize this side view and make these plan pages bigger as well. One general rule of thumb in Bluebeam, when in doubt, go ahead and right click. So over here in the thumbnails tab, I can go ahead and right click and you can see all the options that I have in here. So this shows you that this thumbnails tab right here is a really great way to manipulate your documents, rearrange them, copy pages, insert blank pages. You can actually even drag these pages around and reorganize them. Pretty simple drag and drop right there. So once you get used to using the thumbnail tool, it's a really great way to manipulate your documents. You can rotate pages, rename them, flatten them. All of that can be done simply by right clicking. And then beyond that, we did configure our basic tools up here. So we already have all these markup options. So we can do things like this. I can hit the highlighter button, come down here and highlight some text just like that. Or I can hit this draw function right here, draw a simple smiley face. Here's your cloud function up here. Notice what happens when I hit some of these tools. We actually get the formatting settings right below that tool. So if I wanted to come in here and draw some type of clouded area, that's what first appears, I could change the fill to yellow, change the hatch pattern up here to brick. So this right here, these formatting settings are really for every tool. And so, you'll get options below here once you select that tool to format it, but also anytime you do a markup, if you come to this gear icon right here, here is where you can actually come in here and change the fill opacity. If I wanted to change the fill opacity, move this over here so I can see it a little bit better. You can just format this a little bit more inside the gear icon. If I select out of this setting, out of this markup tool, I'm going to get out of it. But if I click back into it and I'm in my settings, here's where I could configure it a lot more, add some nodes, add some custom cells in here for this markup. So just get familiar with the tools. Just note how you can create arcs. I think you can actually hold shift and you can actually create a circle from that. So there's a lot of tools in here that you can use to expedite your drawing in Bluebeam. Oops, I can do that. So beyond that, we've got the measurement functions up here as well. If you're into construction and you're needing to calibrate some drawings, pretty easy to come in here, go to your measurement tool right here and calibrate it for whatever scale is on the plan page. So if I come down here and see the site plans 1 inch by 40 foot, I would just come in here to my preset options, select 1 inch equals 40 foot, just like that. And now I could come in here and get some measurements pretty easily, just like that. So once you get the scale set, feel free and start taking measurements in here. And then beyond that, we have some other simple editing tools. This is that advanced text area, so I could come in here and I could hit this edit text button right here. So if I wanted to say existing building to remain, let's do this to be removed, and I can hit exit, and now I can change that text. So that is pretty standard in Bluebeam. If the document has been ran through an OCR module and you can recognize text just like that, or select text. I didn't mean to do that. But if you can come in here and select text, that means that you can edit the text. You can come in here, select it. I could underline it or strike through it. Squiggly line right here. So simple editing markup tools are standard, but then again, just make sure and go into the toolbars and look at all these other toolbars that you could bring in and see which tools you'll want to save to your profile. So one last thing to show you is once you get some edits in here, anytime you create a markup on your plan pages, like this right here, this markup is going to show down in your markups list. So if you ever don't see it or anything, just like that, I hit it, just come and grab it down here. It's always going to be here. So just go and grab it and bring it up. And here is where if I select this markup, you can see, okay, I've got this cloud here. You can see who the author is. And you can customize these columns in here just by going over to the markups list, columns. And here's where you can select from columns or add in your own columns. So what this does for you guys is once you get markups on a plan page, let's say, if you had some design review workflow where, you needed to pass these drawings along and each person needed to do their own markups in Bluebeam, very easy to do so because any markup, again, that you create on a plan page is going to appear down here at the bottom. And what you can do with this is go to markups here, and you can export these markups. So if I hit export, and I'm just going to save this to my desktop, KR markups version 1. Now if I come over here, you can see I added all these markups to my site plan. Let's say I've got everybody's markups and I need to import everybody's markups into a single page so we can review them. I could come in to the markups list, go to markups, import, go to the desktop, go grab my markups right here. Let's see here. Let's do this. Copy pages. See how I did that? Pretty easy just to add in a new page, copy that plan page over. Now I can export this. Export markups. We'll just save over that one. Now we can come in here, markups, import, and just bring in those markups. So you can see how you can do markups on one page, right, or one plan set rather, take those markups from each individual contributor and then combine them into one drawing. That's just the tip of the iceberg for collaboration here in ACC. So it's important to recognize, the markup list, what it can do for you, how much information you can put in here, you can customize, and then exporting those markups and then combining them is a great collaboration tool. And other than that, I would say just make sure and configure your profile to what you want to see every time, and just remember to save your profile. Once you rearrange your icons and your tools and get those configured, just go in there and save your profile just like that. And then when you reopen Bluebeam, it'll appear the same way. So yeah, those will be the basics to get you guys started. Just note there's many layers to this, to Bluebeam. So even today, I still learn things that Bluebeam can do. So Marie, I'll pass it back to you.
Real quick, Kane, we actually had a question I was kind of hoping you could address now. Someone's asking, would the measurement scale require knowing what paper size the drawing is printed at? Can you kind of answer that? And could you also maybe demonstrate how we can specify the scale if it's not already defined in the document with a known measurement?
For sure. Let me go to, let's figure out which of my documents has the plan page. So we'll go to this finished floor plan right here. So it doesn't need to know what the plan page is. It does recognize what the plan page is, or rather the size is. So once you go to calibrate it, and you go to either select 2 points, or if you go to preset right there, it'll pick up on the plan size. So, but with that said, it is important, there's always that caution about when you scan drawings in and you change the size of the page, that might not line up, right? So it's a great question that you're asking. And so if I was at all hesitant in the fact that I think that the scale isn't correct on this plan page because the plan page has been changed in size, I would 100% go to calibrate right here and calibrate it on my own. So I know that this drawing really doesn't have any scale or anything like that, so I would go to like a known point. So this door, I'd assume that this is a 3070 door. So what I would do again, just hit custom calibrate right here. It's going to tell you to select 2 points of known dimensions. Just hit OK. And then it'll if you have your snap to function on, it'll snap to, but rather I'm just going to zoom in with my wheel, grab it pretty precise, and just say right here, it's saying this much per inch is this much. So we know that that's a 3-foot door. Apply scale. And then from there, just hit that length function, and now I can go check it. So 3 foot 3 3/4, pretty close. If I wanted to, my precision's pretty high. It's on a 4th right here. So if I drop my precision down, it's going to be even closer. So any other questions that we want to get demonstrated?
Yeah, someone is saying that when they click the linear measurement tool, the plan sheet turns blue. Do you know what that's about?
Yes, great question. So what that is it's a viewport. So if I come into here, and this is what and anytime you open up a drawing and it has a viewport on it, it's probably going to ask you if you want to get rid of the viewports that are already like in the drawings. So right here, you can see here, that if I click this viewport, what I've done is I've created an area in these drawings that has a specific scale. So this detail right here has a scale of 1/2 inch per 1 foot. And so what I've done is I've created an area using a viewport that says anytime I take a measurement inside this area, it's going to be based off this scale down here. So if I wanted to come in here, and I could just delete these. So if I come in here and I go, okay, so this detail is scaled, 1/2 equals 1 foot. So I would come in here and I would add a viewpoint, just select add right over here. It's going to tell you to define the area. So I probably drag this over this entire area and give it that scale. So we see it's 1/2 inch, 1 foot. Hit apply. And now what should happen is if I take a measurement here, that should equal 5 foot. And we see that it does. So again, down here, let's say this detail had a different scale down here. Again, just hit that add viewpoint, add in, draw that area, select what scale it is. We know it's 1/2 inch equals a foot, hit apply. And now if I zoom in, hit my linked tool right here, I can double check it and we see that that works. Great question. So anytime you open up a drawing and it asks you about viewports, it's because it has stored viewports on that drawing. And I always remove them. I didn't know who set up those viewports. So when you select remove, that enables you to come in and really configure your own viewports rather than relying on someone else's setup. But that's up to you guys. So great question though.
Okay, so next steps after your trial ends. Bluebeam will let you know when your trial ends. You'll get a pop-up that tells you that you're done with your 14 days. So once you're done with your trial, go ahead and contact your IMAGINiT account executive to purchase your licenses. Again, I do want to mention that the Bluebeam trial is going to be for Bluebeam Complete. So please make sure that you're checking out all of the different tools so you can make an informed decision over which version of Bluebeam you want when your trial does end. And with that, this concludes our presentation. If you have any questions moving forward, you can contact Sarah Manfroni. And with that, we're going to go ahead and open this up to questions.